Peter Jackson is an incredibly important figure in my life. I remember the first time I saw The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, the third part in the trilogy, for the first time. I was just a kid and we had rented a DVD from a local store. And while watching it, my jaw was on the floor the whole time. I had never imagined filmmaking at this level. It just changed everything for me, and I knew I wanted to make films. A year or two later, I saw Jackson's King Kong, but this time it was at a movie theater. I remember how I spent sleepless nights before its release because they were showing its trailer on the TV and I just couldn't take my eyes off it. My life's only goal was to see that movie, and God, was it worth it. Jackson once again exceeded my expectations and just blew my mind with the scale and the cinematics. The original King Kong came out in 1933, and as everyone puts it, Peter Jackson's King Kong is a love letter to that film. The original was a triumph in cinematic techniques, and it still remains one of the most iconic films ever made. Peter Jackson's love for King Kong started when he saw the 1933 film as a kid. He was obsessed with that film. And as he grew up and took up filmmaking as a career, he knew he wanted to make his own version of that film. He even tried to get King Kong made before the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but the studios did not find the project feasible enough, or you can say did not believe in Peter Jackson enough. However, things changed when, after the success of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Universal approached him for this remake, and man, did he deliver. Even though the critics loved this movie, I think overall King Kong is a highly underappreciated film. And the 7.2 IMDb rating is proof enough. In my humble opinion, Peter Jackson's King Kong is a masterpiece. This is what every epic, every blockbuster should be. King Kong has a soul, it has a heart, and Peter Jackson gives it his all. I can never forget the brilliantly choreographed and executed Kong vs T-Rex fight. It is one of the most breathtaking sequences I've ever seen on film. And the way Weta Digital brought Kong to life was a marvel in itself. And all the credit goes to Andy Serkis for his extraordinary performance as Kong. Pure magic. There is a scene in this movie that I absolutely love. Kong is in pursuit of Ann Darrow, who is being forcefully kept from getting off the boat while they are at the mouth of the island. And Carl Denham throws a bottle of chloroform at Kong, which he inhales. But before he passes out, he slowly extends his arm for Anne. And Anne is all tears because she knows the ship crew wants to capture Kong and take him hostage. So she just turns away while Kong slowly fades while looking at her. And then we see Jack Driscoll looking at Anne in pure disbelief because he doesn't understand her tears for the beast. Anne's eyes meet his and Anne just turns away in disappointment. And Jack finally realizes that she is mad at him because she thinks he was part of this plan too. This is a wonderful scene. There is no dialogue here, but the brilliant writing conveys the emotion so well. The ending of the movie sees Kong climbing to the top of the Empire State Building with Anne, where he is attacked by fighter biplanes and eventually killed. This is an iconic scene, and not just visually, but philosophically too. First, let's try to understand why the writers chose the Empire State Building for the final showdown. The Empire State at that time was the tallest building in the world. It was a symbol of human achievement. And Kong represents the wild. Hence, it was only poetic to set the final battle between human civilization and the wild at the Empire State Building. You see, he is a force of nature. He is the king of his world until humans capture him and bring him to theirs. They try to tame him but fail. And humans have always had this tendency to destroy what they can't control. Coming back to the scene, Kong is at the top of the Empire State Building when fighter biplanes attack him. Kong battles them, and while thumping his chest reminds them, or you can say humans, that he is the true king of the world. However, us humans cannot take that. We think the world revolves around us and we are the true rulers here. Hence, the actual battle is between humans and nature. Notice the shot where Kong falls from the building in slow motion and a plane enters the frame from the left side. Peter Jackson composed this shot to show defeat of one king and the victory of another, that is humans. I think Peter Jackson's King Kong is a technical achievement. The sound design, the background score, the cinematography, the visual effects, everything is brilliant. And I think if you give this movie a chance, if you notice the details, the nuances, the symbolism, then I think you will love the beauty that this film is. If you want me to break down more films, let me know in the comments. And if you like reading amazing stories that eventually go on to become films, then do check out the books that I highly recommend in the description below. And lastly, do subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. I'll see you in my next video.